go. You're recording.
Good?
You're good.
All right, well, we will call we're in September 5th, meeting of the Richland County Public Works Standing Committee to order. Roll call.
All right. Carol virtually. Steve, okay, thank you. Renish, Manning, Cosgrove, Williamson,
Here.
Lee,
Here.
McGuire.
Here.
We have 4 of 7 present with just number 1.
Okay, verification of open meetings law compliance.
Yes, Supervisor Williamson, the meeting was properly noticed.
Okay. Agenda approval, 13-point agenda, that is correct, that is the hard copy I have. Looking for approval of the agenda. Mr. Cooley, seconded by Mr. McGuire.
Yeah, okay, I didn't do it yet, but
All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented signify by saying aye or a thumbs up.
Aye.
We have one thumbs up. Okay. Minutes from our August 1st meeting. If anybody does not have any changes, I will declare them appropriate as presented to us. Mr. Carroll, you're good with the minutes from last month? Perfect. All right, public comment? No public in here. Reports, property management, 7A, property management report, departmental activities.
Okay, for the HHS building, we're currently working on getting bids for seal coating their parking lot or sealing their parking lot and restriping all that over there. Hasn't been done for like 7-8 years, so they want theirs done too. Working on getting bids for that. A door was moved over there from a secure area or from a non-secure area to a secured area. We moved it in a hallway. Did that all in-house. That's all taken care of and finished now. Courthouse, we are working on tomorrow. They're installing the carpet in the jury room. It's supposed to be scheduled for today and tomorrow, but they're going to be here tomorrow to do all of it. So that will be taken care of tomorrow. Simon's, did some window washing out there for their open house that they have coming up in October, 1st of October. We painted in 22 and a half hours, we painted the whole pool area. Primed it 2 coats, so all the pool area has been completely repainted. Between myself and Darren and Dennis from across the street. Used the scaffolding that we had left over from UW Platteville that left there for us. We had all the scaffolding to do all that for us. So that's all been taken care of out there. Did some landscape cleanup out there at Simon's. Took the skid steer out for all the trees and landscape around the building. They wanted it all cleaned out because they're gonna redo everything around the building. So took me about a day and a half to get all that taken care of. But we still got some birch trees we're gonna remove out there right along the front of the building. And then that will be taken care of. Still working on trying to find a contractor to give us a price on replacing some sidewalk in the entrance to going up into the Simon because it's kind of broke up and chipping away. So we'll be working on that also, trying to find a contractor to give us a price on that. And that is all I have for my buildings.
Anybody have questions for Mr. Nelson? Go ahead, Mr. McGuire.
did you get any bids yet on that seal coating or you just?
No, I'm waiting for another
Haven't
bid.
got anything yet?
No, nothing
All
yet.
right.
Mr. Carroll, any questions? Works really well, keeps you quite quiet. Yeah. Still love you. Highway Commissioner, 7B.
Name of game for us has been, we did our seal coating that has been completed. And then we've been working primarily on the radio tower roads. Viola is 100% done. And as of today, I think we were about wrapped up down in Westport. So those 2 projects are done. We've had guys out mowing the county roads and we're moving crews back to BB in Sextonville now to resume operations there. For that'll be a pulverize and relay later this month. And then the only big thing that's kind of happened is our loader, the old loader that we had bought and paid for back in 2014, we purchased it. burned up last week, Thursday night into Friday morning. It looked like with the rainstorms, water got in somewhere and the electrical system shorted out and ignited it. And just the back half of it is what burned up, but that's the heart of the machine, the engine and everything. So it's pretty much total. All the insurance stuff has been initiated. I do not feel there was any foul play. I did review security footage of the front side of the building where the cameras were located. I did not see anybody coming or going. But at this point, we're just gonna have to call it as an electrical because that's all we can identify at this time. That's what I have for report. Sure.
Question for Commissioner Elder?
Do you need to replace that then, Josh, or what's the plan?
Right now, I'm gauging it with our staff, but I think if we replace it, we're gonna go into another rental program and not go buy another piece of equipment. I just don't see the need to go buy another loader to buy and own it. We can just get away with another rental. It's ideal to have two loaders because we use both of them on a regular basis, but I think a rental contract on that is a far better route for the county than an outright purchase.
Yeah, cause you're talking $400,000.
Just shy of $400,000 for a new loader, when you can do a rental with the right company for mid-40s to $50,000 every 12 months, and then you don't have to touch it as far as if something breaks down. So
And all you do is maintenance on that, right?
you don't even have to do the
You don't
maintenance,
do maintenance.
just throw some grease at it, that's it.
Yeah, perfect. Any other questions? All right, let's move on to bills.
There is no bills uploaded to the folder yet. I haven't been able to review them myself and get them uploaded in time so I can review those with you next month. But our construction for the seal coating and everything will be on there, so.
Good.
Isn't that the problem with having this meeting the first week? I mean, that's why we always held that off before. We always had it the second week, because depending on where the week starts, you know, what we have. to
We're always
fit.
reviewing the monthly bills like a month
Exactly.
behind,
Yeah.
basically.
And that's why we always did that the second week. Doesn't matter.
They can be.
Are you gonna make a motion?
No, I thought that was the reason why we always went them second. Unless,
I think back then we did because before we had an administrative type of government, it had to be voted to accept to pay the bills.
Oh, we had to sign?
Yeah, yeah.
Around the table?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 8, discussion and possible action, installation of signs on courthouse property. Is that Randy?
No, I'll take lead on this one. The city approached me. They have been putting up all these little wayfinding signs around the city. And wayfinding signs are smaller blue signs. And it says City of Richland Center on top, and then it has points of interest printed on the sign with little arrows pointing whatever direction they are. They approached me about the installation of a sign at the intersection right outside the courthouse, but we have state signing there that cannot be moved. I recommended they could put it next to it, but it would have to go like within the courthouse property. So I said I would run lead and asked if that was gonna be an issue because it needs to be passed here. So that's up to you guys.
something for Randy more.
So where they've got it marked out here, they've already done locate. They've done it 2 or 3 times now. They've got a spot marked out here. It's not gonna be an issue with me. It's just another weed eating post that I've gotta do around, nothing major.
How big are they?
Most of these signs, I think they're, maybe 36, 4 foot wide. And then as far as a height, I think they're like 26 inches tall. They're kind of they're an oblong design where they're kind of rectangle at the bottom with a kind of a circle near around the top or half moon.
It won't be an issue for me as far as being in the lawn, so. They've
Well,
got-
fire, any thoughts on it? No, I'll ask Mr. Carroll. You're good with it?
I just wondered, what are these signs about, political signs or what?
No, they are points of interest around the city, like the Davy German Warehouse, auditorium.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Just improving tourism and having locations identified for people.
They were talking about it on the radio.
Press box.
New trailheads.
Press box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Press box? It's not the press box anymore, is it?
No, I guess.
Carol, you good with it? You wanna make a motion? Give me something to do.
He's making it.
Do you know Morse code?
Just more hand signals, maybe.
Gotta use more than one finger when you do Hancock.
I'll make.
Cooley makes a motion, I'll second it. All those in favor of allowing the city to put one sign on courthouse property, signify by saying aye or a thumbs up. We got a thumbs up and I say aye. Aye, everybody's okay. Motion passes. Number 9, discussion and possible action, ordinance setting the speed limit for County Highway RC.
County Highway RC turns off of Highway 80 by the middle school and kind of takes it the back way towards the old radio station on the Bowen Drive. That has never been posted with a speed limit, so it's always been assumed it's like a 55-mile-an-hour zone. Problem is, you do have a school entrance right off that main intersection, plus another school and 2 school entrances up to Eagle Schools. There was an accident there last year involving a bus and another truck. It's kind of a sharp corner. So we took it to the safety committee that meets on a quarterly basis. We got judge their opinion on, and we're recommending to reduce and post that speed limit to 45 miles an hour. This is something that'll have to go all the way up through county board to happen. The local government can reduce the speed limit on a county highway system by no more than 10 miles an hour without getting the state involved. And I do have to give a recommendation as highway commissioner, and I do agree that we should post that speed to a 45-mile-an-hour zone with the schools that are on there. And it's always been an issue in the past of people flying through there during school hours. We have put extra pedestrian signs. We tried different signing to try to help the situation. It just doesn't. So I think we reduce the speed limit. I think that should make a difference.
Sounds good to me.
No.
I'll make that motion. Seconded by Cooley. Any further discussion on posting the sign speed limit to 45 miles an hour on county RC? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay? All right, good. Get her posted, please.
Goes to the.
That's still RC. It used to be double O,
Yeah,
but
it was double O and then.
changed to RC.
But that will only be, it won't be all the way past Ray Schmidt's.
No, it only takes you to Bowen, which
Yep.
then reduces to 25
Yep,
there. So
45
it's
to
just
25.
take you there, once you turn off, it doesn't matter.
Number 10, discussion and possible action, ordinance placing additional stop signs on County Highway D and H in Bloom City.
Again, I was approached by the town chair and many members of that community. They would like to see what is currently right now. I think it's just a 3-way stop, and they would like to see it changed to a 4-way stop because again, they're dealing with traffic issues, and this has been ongoing for about a year and a half. People flying through town right there, you know, we've reduced the speed limit through there in the past. We put up additional signs. It's not helping. They would like to see that a more of a controlled intersection because people are just blowing right through that intersection. Again, we started at the quarterly safety meeting, judge of the sheriff's department, and everybody's support on it, got their support. Now it's here and it'll have to go through county board. Once it's done, then we'll add that additional stop sign. And again, the highway commissioner needs to give a recommendation to do so. And I am in full support of this action because this is also supported by the township who can show it in their minutes that they would like this done.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Cooley. I'll second it.
Second,
Second by McGuire. We'll give it to McGuire.
yeah, that puts me down, as being here and doing
Yeah.
it.
You'll get your $10. And
But people
McGuire,
will say, what does McGuire ever, does he ever do anything at all?
that's not on the agenda.
No.
All those in favor of posting another stop sign in Bloom City at the intersections of D and H signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed, nobody's opposed to that. All right. Down to 11, future agenda items. What do we have? You'll be bringing in some information on the loader rental.
Yep.
Um,
We may hold off on that for a little while and kind of, I mean, we're heading into winter where it's not a huge priority. We
Yep.
may hold off till spring. I mean, obviously we'll continue with the insurance stuff and get that all settled out and see where everything comes back.
do we need any update on the bridge? Is that even ours? That's campus? I mean, I don't know if we.
Yeah,
wanna put
you
it-
guys could be updated on it. Basically, we're just in that stage where engineering has to be completed for everything and they're identifying like boring samples and stuff like that for the placement of the piers and so on and so forth, but, or the abutment walls, but yeah, it'll be quiet for a while until probably, I would say November, late or December before I actually start getting some information back.
Good. Yeah, if you wanna, we'll put it on there, maybe you'll have more than
Yeah.
one. And then another update on the By then you'll be done with the roads. Yes,
Chair, probably election of chair would be a good idea since Supervisor Renish has resigned off the board effective immediately. You will need to appoint a new chair.
talk to Mr. Cosgrove. Yeah. Re-election of chair and vice chair. Okay,
Yes.
good idea. Anything else?
I don't know if exactly it should be in this committee, but since we're talking about speed limits, a Highway 14 going through Lone Rock, we are the only community on Highway 14 between Richland Center and Madison that does not have a reduced speed limit or stop sign. And we had a lady killed there a year ago, but that didn't, I went to the village board and I got nowhere with them. They said they asked DMV to, or Department of Transportation to put a counter out there. They said, well, they didn't see it as a problem. That's what the village board came back to me with. I didn't talk to them. But I don't know, what do you guys think about this? Or do we have, since it is a state highway and not a county highway, do we have anything to say about that at the county level?
US Highway.
I can, and it's not an agenda item, but I could address it if you want me to, like, speak on it.
I would love it if you would address that. Yeah.
That is state system, it's their jurisdiction, not the village, not the county, it is the state system that has been looked at before in the past, reducing speed limit through there, and it has been shot down by the state every time. You have to have a certain number of, I hate to say it, I'm sorry, but fatalities and major drastic accidents before they will actually do something with it. Chances are they wouldn't even reduce the speed limit, they would more like put a roundabout in, because that's their flavor of the day they look to do. So it's not gonna, the chances of getting that speed limit reduced again are pretty much slim to none. That's a state system.
Yeah, it intersects with county line, Highway 130, and, is it 23 also? Yeah. And yet, Little Gotham has their reduced speed. It's the second largest community on the highway, and yet we don't slow down.
Probably because it's not residential.
That'd be pretty much what their reasoning, and plus they've, for the businesses that are right along there, they put in turn lanes for it, already addressed that, so.
Put that turn lanes in, that's probably where they.
Yeah.
follow.
So unfortunately, until there's, and I know it's sad to say, but until there's a lot of fatalities right there, and it actually rings a bell with their safety department in the state, the speed limit's not gonna be reduced.
But yeah. Any correspondence?
Not to report from me.
Okay. Adjournment. Item 13.
Make a motion.
Louis, Williamson seconds. All those in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Safe travels, everyone. Don't forget to go to the fair, sign up. They're still looking